All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Now, look, I've been getting so many requests for this. I'm a big fan of Larry Bird. To me, just for me, I'm not saying he's the best, but he's my favorite small forward of all time. I got him over LeBron and KD. Just because, like, you know, just watching his battles with Magic when they were in college, and then how they both grew up in the league. This dude was what Stephen A. Smith be said, he was a bad man. He was.
Mama, there goes that man.
He was tough. He talked trash. He could shoot, all that stuff. So we got the Larry Bird trash talking. I know this is off the topic, but don't Byron Scott kind of remind me of RoboCop. Remember when
Like
he the movie?
Yeah.
Remember when he died and he came back and when he would take his mask off, the metal face off, and you would just see his head.
You talking about his dome?
Yeah, like just the look right there.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were talking about his head.
Yeah, just his head, his face, like the black RoboCop. I'm gonna try to pull up a picture when I edit this. But yeah. So this is Larry Bird trash talking. Now, I don't know if it's going to be just a lot of players talking or we're going to actually get some footage from him. So hopefully. But yeah, appreciate y'all coming over, man. Thanks for the request. We ain't going to waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
So we playing them in the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner.
Damn.
He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ,
the late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot,
That's it?
shot a three,
And
game
made
over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
Go to shake his hand. I'm a rookie. I'm playing against the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden. Go
Dominique.
shake, and Larry put both hands behind his back. He wouldn't shake my hand. I said, okay, he's just getting into the game. In the first play of the game, he said, you don't even belong in this league, Holmes.
Damn.
And he shoots a three. Now, I wasn't mad that he made the three. But I said, there's some bitch this called me Holmes. and he came down and did it again, so I'm pissed, you know. So the next time down, see me on the breakneck pitch, and I jump up and I throw it down on him. I mean, he fouls me. And he said, hey, Rook, I like you. You got hot. He said, but I'm still getting 30 on your ass. I mean, that's who he was. But that was the only time he ever talk trash to me because he respected me because he knew that I was going to keep coming. That really taught me something, you know.
That's key right there with a lot of legends, and even Kobe talked about it too, and Garnett. They would come at the people who they knew wouldn't come back at them. But they were trying to make them because it make them better. That's what he's talking about.
Right.
Because some people, because remember how Draymond Green be like, oh, yeah, I already know when I get in somebody's head and it's a wrap. They be done for the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Payton. I talk about your mama. I don't care.
Yeah, it's a mental game on the floor.
For sure.
Yeah.
If you wasn't prepared to play against guys like that, you got embarrassed.
I always tell this story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, You guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful.
Wait, who's the white guy you put on
I
him?
can't remember who it was. I just started laughing. I had no comeback when he says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me. And I'm sitting there like, I'm laughing in the middle of a game.
Larry Bird told Robert Reedy the other day that he should have stayed in preaching.
Damn.
That was funny. He had 50 points.
And you know, Larry Bird ain't never played no great defense. He like sagging off a little bit. So he tell the guy, you can't shoot.
You know what that is? Ron Harper.
Oh, okay.
Did you know he had a stuttering problem?
No,
Oh, he had a real bad stuttering
I've
problem.
never heard him talk. Period.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who wouldn't interview him.
Oh,
I mean,
Damn.
that sound bad, but I'm just saying he had a real bad stuttering problem. I think he still does. I mean, you know.
Never played no great defense. He like sagging off a little bit. So he tell the guy, you can't shoot. So I'm not worrying about guard. I said, man, shoot it in the face. Shoot it in the face.
Mark hit a three-pointer on Larry Bird and said take a look at that. And Bird just came right back and hit three three-pointers in a row. And
Jeez.
just basically said to him, and we all heard it, that you're out of your league.
Or he'd say, Danny, give me the ball, or DJ, give me the ball. I got this guy in the torture chamber down here.
Damn.
Why the guy was standing right there listening to him say it.
The ball went to Larry, and Isaiah was all out of whack. He had the ball at three-point range. He goes, hey, who's guarding me? Everybody looking around, he just stood there, held the ball, and Isaiah said, he ran out there and just shot it, three-pointer. Too late.
Was the originator of getting in your face
Orlando.
and talking trash. And then you sit there and you go, this guy up in my face talking noise. He ain't that fast, he's slow, but he knew how to aggravate you, agitate you enough to get you out of your game.
I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, you can't stop me. And I looked at him and I said, gosh, boy, you're so confident. He goes, confident? You're a rookie. You don't know anything. He proceeded to score like 10 straight points on me. Coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
Larry Bird catches the ball in the corner. I take off running out at Larry Bird. And right when he's getting ready to shoot, I jump. And as I go by, him, he tells me, he says, fly, Bird. And I go right by him, he shoots the ball, it's nothing but nylon.
Larry Bird was a pain in the neck. Anytime we had a chance to win, Larry Bird changed that.
Larry Bird.
Right.
There was a certain confidence you had because, you know, if you ever got in trouble, give the ball to Larry and get out of his way. And he delivered.
The double team and Bird. Larry, fake, fall away.
Do you remember? Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the
in
Bird
New
night.
Orleans.
Yeah, that was a tough night, man. The biggest argument that night is, you only scored 6 on me.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
No, but
That dude.
when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line,
And he was
he's
6'10".
like, he literally says, left side across the 3, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
But okay, so you guys got Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think, for
And Eddie Johnson for
celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it
it's
was
so
it
good.
was the greatest film session ever because back then you didn't have you watched the real game and just went with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys. You remember they were giving each other high five.
And then
So he's talking about it was a game where Bird torched the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't miss.
Mm-hmm.
And the Atlanta Hawks were like, when somebody get dunked on from the opposite team,
Yeah.
and you see the team, like when Vince Carter dunked on Lonzo,
Yeah.
you saw Miami Heat bench like, and then they realized, he's our teammate.
Right.
Dude, these
That's
Atlanta,
what they were
they
doing
were
for
like
Bird?
high-fiving stuff like, bro, he is killing us, like that.
They
Yeah.
got fined for that?
Yeah. And he's saying that the coach kept rewinding it in the film session to say, like, look at y'all. You know what I mean? But it's like,
Wow.
like, coach, what the hell you want us to do?
Yeah.
We can't stop him. This dude's 6'9".
Yeah.
He's not that fast, but like you can't give him space.
Yeah.
and somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah,
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah,
Eddie
look at
Johnson
the
falls
bench.
off the bench in laughter. And
Look,
Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other a high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that.
So it was.
It wasn't somebody not playing good defense on Bird. It was you guys celebrating Larry Bird.
Fratello wouldn't let it go. It just kept rewinding. And it was.
I think Bird went by the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, "Off the glass into the trainer." Yeah, and so it was a bad night.
Wow.
Larry got on the roll, started shooting the ball. Every shot was going in.
Goodbye, she's gone.
I guess the 2-pointer was too close. When he ran by the bench, he goes, "That's a heat check. Just see how hot I am." All right, it runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, "Hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me?"
Damn.
He goes, "So nobody out here can." Frank looked down at the bench and goes, "No."
He'll look at you like, "Hey, what you doing out here? You better call somebody else." I even heard him tell the coach, "Hey, look, coach, you better get somebody else out here to guard me because I'm killing this guy."
In last year's playoffs, Person was out to make Bird eat his words while adding a few choice comments of his own.
Chuck Person, he definitely has his reputation. During the playoffs, he just went AWOL, and he just went to work.
You can see Bielsa playing a little Bird, giving it back to him kind. Chuck Person can talk some trash to Larry Bird now. He scored the last 16 points.
He can shoot. Ooh,
Chuck and Larry down low, greeting one another once again. Bird, he has caught fire. Person.
Oh, look at him.
And look at Bird.
Look at him.
Person didn't dare look at him.
Yeah, it is a little special because I've known Chuck for a while, and we've always had run-ins, but it always seems like I get the last word.
Bird's ability to get the final word has made for many a magic moment. And this week, we relive a game when Larry was in rare form, and Xavier McDaniel was eager to lend an ear.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball, no shot clock.
They called a timeout. He said, "You know I'm going to get it."
Damn.
I said, "I know I'm going to be waiting." I'm going to timeout. I'm going for a play, and I tried this is what we're going to run. All right, then as you get the ball, you go over here and pass to Kevin, then you go to the corner. And Robert, you come over. Then about that time, Larry steps in and says, "Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way?" Well, after the timeout, we walked back on the court. And Larry's going down to his position, so he tells Xavier, "I'm getting the ball." Yeah, he said, "I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face."
Damn.
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds on the clock.
And, he was like, "I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock." And I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird just phenomenal the way
simple step
he
back.
will contribute in the clutch time.
He had that
Larry
rainbow
was
shot.
complaining to the refs, and I was complaining to the refs. And the next time down the court, it got in my face.
I was up 38-6. That's how I summarize it.
The 84 Olympic team was playing an exhibition game against a bunch of pros, including Larry Bird, and they were in the warm-ups. And a ball bounced down from the college end of the court to the pro end. And Michael Jordan went down to chase it. The ball happened to be picked up by Larry Bird. And Michael went up a few feet away from Larry Bird and held out his hands. And Bird took the ball and fired it back down the court over Jordan's head, as if to say, "You're not only not getting this ball, I don't give a damn who you are." Larry Bird knows exactly who this guy is and what's going to happen in the next few years. And he wants to get every edge he can get right now.
I got a pulled hamstring.
Oh, man.
So I'm not playing tonight.
You see Magic close his eyes? He just taken back.
He remembers that pain.
Watch him close his eyes.
Can get right now.
I got a pulled hamstring.
Dude, they had some battles.
So I'm not playing tonight. He walks down to me. "Man, I'm sorry you're not playing." But he said, "I'm going to tell you what. Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay?" And I'm like, "Man, get out of my face, man. I want to hear that. That's Celtics and the Lakers." Every time he hit one, he look at me.
I remember we were playing Washington in Washington one night, and Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot, but KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
He looks at the bench and says, hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot, and I'm going to kick it in.
He told Washington, I'm going to get the ball.
2 seconds left. The Bullets by 1. Aims to Bird.
One leg.
Shot in the Celtics winner.
He made it, didn't count, and did it again.
Incredible. Bird wins it at the
You
buzzer.
said didn't count?
Oh,
Is that what you just said?
Welcome to the complete collection of Larry Bird's greatest stories. The first episode of this series was an episode on Kobe.
Yeah, he was on his knees because the shot he made didn't count because they called a timeout. So he said, "I'm about to get the ball again and make it."
Yeah, okay. So that last one he did make, it counted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just they didn't show the one before, but
Yeah.
dude, Larry Bird was so. I'm trying to think how he would be if he played in like the Kobe Shaq era. I'm trying to compare him. I think he would be, and he wasn't like, he didn't dunk a lot. He
Yeah.
wasn't fast.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that if Dirk Nowitzki can put up the numbers he put up in the Kobe, Tim Duncan era,
Yeah.
Bird would because he had a rainbow shot. Again, he was tough. And I go back to when who was that? Was it Kenyon Martin? Somebody went to Dirk Nowitzki and took their finger and pointed it in his face, like touched his like talking mess to him. And I was like, Larry Bird wouldn't have had that.
No.
So I think Bird would have easily averaged like 26, 27. And
easily.
like at least like 9 rebounds, probably like 6, 7 assists. Easy.
Yeah.
Because like I said, but I hate when people try to compare players because the eras are different.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
But there are certain players that would thrive in okay, Michael Jordan is great in every single era. If you put Michael Jordan with Jerry Westnam, he gonna average 70. Because everybody in that era was dribbling with the right hand. You know what I mean? They couldn't go left. They only dribbled with one hand back in that era. But if you take some of those players and put them in Jordan era, they're not going to be doing, you know what I mean?
They wouldn't last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think LeBron is great, but I don't think he would average what he averaged in the Jordan era just because the fouls.
Yeah, the physicality. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was way different back then.
Like, I think he would still do good, like, as far as rebounding, facilitating, but and then he's not, like, the greatest free throw shooter.
Right.
So people going to be like, yo, they're going to look at a dude on the bench and say, you got 6 fouls. Use all of them on him.
Right.
But, like, people like Kobe would be just like Jordan in the Jordan era.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about prime Kobe, not people forget Kobe when he started. Dale Harris wasn't giving him a lot of playing time. So he missed out on a lot of stats he could have had just because they was leaving him on the bench. But Bird was, I think he get overlooked when people talk about the greats. You know, he's in the top 10 for sure. You know, where you have him at on that list, I don't know. I mean, he got rings. He got I believe he got an MVP. The dude was great. He was great. And that dude told Barkley now, y'all disrespecting me, putting a white player on me.
Yeah. This is actually the most footage I've seen of Larry Bird.
Yeah.
So I've never, because I've never like searched him up and looked up his highlights or anything.
Yeah.
And like, so you know how you told me that you would put Larry Bird over KD and LeBron. And watching this whole thing, I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the players that was in these. You probably didn't recognize a lot of these players.
No, I didn't.
But a lot of those players were defensive players.
Right.
Like they like people like Xavier McDaniel or Orlando Woolridge. They could score, but they were mainly because they were physical players. Like them dudes had that grown man strength, and they were tall.
Yeah,
and they're saying like we couldn't. It was nothing we could do.
Right,
literally nothing. If you took Larry Bird with the rules, the physicality in the era he played, and put him against all the players today, he's gonna ball out.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna ball out. He wasn't like a defensive stopper type player.
No, yeah.
But he would get steals.
Yeah.
He had quick hands, stuff like that, could move his feet.
Yeah.
But Bird is my favorite small forward of all time. He is, just because like I love the Lakers, and I'm like, this team is beating the Lakers, and Lakers was Showtime.
Right.
And they were shutting down the Lakers. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
But this was a dope video.
Yeah, that was.
It's good to hear like people who actually played, not no like talk show hosts or no. I'm talking about people who actually played basketball. Hear them say how great he was.
Right.
You know. And ain't no debate. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I don't want to hear nobody talking about this or this or that and that. Right. I know Kareem got a gang of stats, but come on.
Yeah.
That black cat, like Reggie Miller called him, the black cat, nah. Yeah, but yeah, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But Larry Bird is definitely in the top 10.
Yeah.
When I think of all the people, all the accolades, I mean, so many people who don't have no rings, like Barkley, Malone, Stockton, Reggie Miller, but they were great.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this was a cool video to hear them talking. But all right, hey, appreciate y'all coming over and watching. Thanks for the request. Hope you guys enjoyed. You got anything, brother?
No, I'm good.
All right. Peace out.